And he just stood there for a minute. He didn't close the door
dude.
for a minute. I looked at him. I didn't even cover up. I go, what the fuck are you doing?
Ancient Chinese secret.
Chinese rocket force, where we do it. I think this is the...
To a lot of the Rocketeers, they might not be familiar
I was
with
going to
Jim.
say, this is the first episode where we've had you on, Jim, right?
Yeah, well
technically-
on. I've been like kind of virtually on before.
Oh, they're
Like,
gonna know you
I had-
from. They're gonna know you from last week's
I had
episode.
that little one,
Yeah.
that little in there, and I feel like I've been on like over the phone a little, maybe once or twice,
Maybe, but I
Yeah.
mean,
because I'm always floating around.
Yeah, you're around.
you're OG Salsa Parlor.
I
Yeah.
open a door. I'm Kramering my way into most things. Like, what are you guys doing? You having fun? You having a
I
good
did.
time?
I want to say I walked down the hallway there and I saw the old Salsa Parlor postcard.
Like the corkboard.
Yeah, on the corkboard, there's the picture of you two and Jake and Zach. And
Oh,
I
the-
almost
Oh,
started crying.
The OG four of us.
Yeah, I just looked at it like I shed a single
It was
tear.
supposed to be
I was
like a New
oh.
Year's card because we missed Christmas.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think we made it.
I
in
think
the
I got
middle
mine
of
in
March.
January.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
Where do we have one? I reread it.
I have one in my
recently.
room too.
Just put it right here. It's right here.
All right.
On screen.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm not gonna be able to say it. from
We've
memory.
covered now with you. The only person left of the Salsa Parlor crew to get is Jake Ford.
Oh, you've had Burkar on?
We had Bakar on. Yeah,
Okay.
it was a big day,
I bet.
big moment for the pod after referencing him so many times. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know how many Rocketeers know about Salsa Parlor. I think we allude to it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to give the? Do you guys want to give the brief rundown on what that
It
was?
was a
those
house
founding
full of
members?
goofs.
Yeah.
It was like it was like the Wiggles for degenerates.
Yeah. I mean, kind of. It was a comedy house in East Lansing where the four of us, and then always one tag along.
There was always like one 6-monther in.
Yeah, yeah. but
Whether it was Luke Nesbitt or
Brett
Brett
Hayden, and then
yeah.
Trevor
Trevor
moved in.
Tress.
Trevor,
And
yep.
and a couple like non-comedians who just like would be on a couch.
Yeah, have I ever talked about Asian Joe on this podcast where we had the dying?
It'd be kind of like half baked when
Never
like the
talked about
guy
Asian Joe.
was just on the couch. Like, oh man, don't mess
I
with the
brought
guy.
him
Oh yeah, the Stephen Wright character in Half
no,
Baked, yeah.
I brought home a sick Chinese guy. He just
I made him soup.
like walked him in, like carried him
yeah,
in
I
like
was
this.
like, guys,
Yeah.
can I keep him? I'm not being hyperbolic. Like Jim, wasn't it more or less?
Yeah, I came out of the because I was living downstairs at the time.
Yeah.
And I came out from where the kitchen was, and I'm like, who's that man in our living room?
Jim was like, why is there a sick Chinese guy on our couch?
Lou, do you know this guy? Because the door was never locked. Like it could have been something like a student.
How long was Asian Joe there for?
3 days?
Yeah,
Oh,
he got well.
I made him soup. I
yeah,
was like,
sure,
hey man,
yeah.
feel better.
Yeah.
Well, it's so
Get you
funny.
on your
To,
feet.
was he homeless?
Well,
Was he
hang
a
on.
homeless man?
Let's back it all the way out. So it was the four of us living together: Zachary Burkar, Jimmy Couture, myself, and then mentioned but not yet on the pod, Jake Ford.
Mm-hmm.
We were the four main guys living in like what East Lansing would colloquially call the comedy frat, but it was not.
It was 100%.
It was frat
Yeah.
adjacent.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
funny how many people still did know about it. How not even going to a show.
But it was like a
or
thing
anything
of
like that.
legend. They saw the Salsa Parlor sign.
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
had an old farmhouse on like a main road in East Lansing,
Yeah.
and people would walk
college
by.
kids.
College kids, townies, and yeah,
It was a historical structure.
Yeah, and we
Yeah.
threw a comedy show out of it once a month.
Desecrated that historical structure.
I don't know. That guy used to slaughter animals upstairs, so I think
That's
we
true.
did all right.
The
Yeah.
bones we had to clean up.
Yeah. Oh my God, you remember the stink that would happen every spring?
Crazy.
So okay, like possums. There's a 100-year-old house we lived in.
Yeah.
Old critters would get in there in the winter and they like hunker down
In the walls.
and then they would die in the walls, and then they would freeze, and then in the thaw of the spring, the house would just smell like death for 2 to 3 weeks until a bunch of ants and insects would eat all the critters.
Yeah, you go
Nice.
up into the attic and you would just see like
That's
what
such-
what winter had wrought.
That's the self-correcting
Dude.
way that nature works.
Well, then
Just-
multiple witches showed up and tried
Yep.
to get into the house.
you've talked about the witches.
Okay, we
Scratch
talked
at
about
the
the
windows.
witches. Yeah. So, anyways, we would bring in drifters every now and again. And Asian Joe was a kid I knew from the gym,
Yeah.
and he was like between leases or whatever.
but he didn't work at the gym.
No,
was there a regular Joe? Because was there a normal Joe if you kept calling him Asian Joe?
Well,
If you were differentiating him from
yeah,
another Joe?
we had because there was Joe McMillan.
Yeah, there was.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was Joe
I
McMillan.
met Joe
Yeah.
McMillan. Yeah.
So no, there was Joe McMillan, so that's why Asian Joe is Asian Joe. Also, he just picked his name,
yeah.
and he used to he
He decided.
Well,
to
he
go by
wanted
Yeah,
that.
his real name's Matt.
no,
so.
he wanted to go. He wanted to go by Wolfie,
Oh no.
and we were like, absolutely not.
It was either Asian Joe or Wolfie.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm not
It's
calling
either
you Wolfie.
McLovin or Muhammad.
yeah. I was like, I'm not calling you Wolfie.
It's not a real name.
But anyways, he was like between leases, and he was like, "Can I stay at your place?" And I just was like, "Nah, fuck it, okay."
Yeah.
Brought him home, and within 6
It was
hours,
pre-COVID too. Like,
Yeah,
'cause we were
yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh, poor guy's sick.
Yeah, so within 6 hours of bringing him home, he was just like, "I don't feel good," and he just like laid down on the
It's
couch.
probably because his immune system wasn't prepared for the salsa parlor.
Maybe, I don't know, but he bounced back quicker than anybody.
Oh.
Jim made him soup, and then he ate like a bag of Doritos and a shit ton of salsa parlor candy.
And
Hell yeah.
he was like the only person that wasn't part of like the comedy scene that stayed there that I didn't have to have a conversation with
Sure, yeah.
to make them leave.
Yeah, fuck, dude.
I had to talk a couple people.
So
with,
many people.
Hey man, you don't live here.
Like you gotta go.
You don't have to leave just this much. Like, yeah, there was a guy who was sitting there. We just naming names. I can.
Yeah, you can name names.
Okay, so like this guy Ben, who was like he's a jujitsu guy, right?
Yeah.
So he was staying with us for a little bit. He was in and out of places. His family lived like out of town or whatever. He didn't want to go there, and he liked us,
Yeah.
like just a lot. And he like
Sure.
wanted to live at the house.
Yeah.
He was at shows. He would come eat with us,
Yeah.
and he just was staying there for 2 while.
And he wasn't a brutal hang, but every now and again, like death metal would come in out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's one
and
of
you
those when you're just like,
I remember we were all doing mushrooms that one day, and he put on death metal, and
I
God bless.
was so mad.
Dude, God bless Luke Nesbitt. This is where Luke will step in with some authority. He just goes, "Oh no, absolutely not," and he just changed the music back to
Yeah,
something like
we're
chill.
All, we're all booming, and they all, him, Jake, and Zach put on Halo and
Yeah.
heavy metal and just
Yeah.
started zoom, 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 and I'm just like,
Yeah.
bro, I need some,
It was turning the trip
I need
south.
some jazz.
Yeah.
Like, you can't do
And
this to me.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I need
so,
some
yeah,
Chicago.
Ben lived with us for 6-7 weeks.
Yeah, it was a long time. It was a little
Holy
too long.
shit.
The day he came in with groceries is when we all looked at Jim and we're like, "Dog, you gotta talk to him."
So I had a real dad in the moment couch in the living room, like, Ben, it's not that we don't like you. We love you. We're having a good time
no, this
here.
was at the gym, dude.
No, I talked to him in the living room.
Oh
I
shit.
talked to him in the
Okay.
living room, and I was like, "You need to have a plan. You don't live here.
What's your
and,
plan?
And you can't live here. We'd love to, but there's just not enough room for you."
No,
But
there
I kind of put it that way. I was like, "You don't have to leave just now, but I would say in the next 3 days, you need a plan and get the hell out of our house."
Yeah.
And he left immediately.
Yeah,
he
he
was
did.
mad. He,
Yeah.
he huffed and puffed too.
So he did have a plan. He was
I
able
like,
to leave.
all
Well-
right, because I saw him. I go, Ben. And
To,
then he
Right.
left.
to his credit, he got over it about 6 months later, and
Yeah, he
then
came
not
back.
to his credit, something happened with Zach and that friend group, and he threatened to not kill or kill some of Zach's family.
Yeah, he turned
I
in-
don't know.
apparently turned into a real shit dick,
I don't know.
as
So-
as people who sleep on your couch ought to do.
Yeah. Rarely do they turn out to be stand-up guys.
Well,
And funny enough, I used to think Jake Ford's permanent bed was the couch because every time I showed up, he would be sleeping on the couch, and every time I'd come
you
in,
talking about his embassy he had
Yeah.
in the room?
and
Yeah.
I would just make a little sound from like taking off my shoes, and Jake would snap awake and be like, "Fuck," and then he'd look at me and go, "Sup, dog?"
Dude,
Like,
nobody-
live it
It'd be
down.
like 2 o'clock in the afternoon to be blanketed up in his jeans.
Dude, he's out of control.
Full
I love
jeans.
Jakey. He would sleep in his clothes, and then it'd be like 2, maybe 3 in the afternoon. And if you didn't wake him up like you did, he would wake up mid-afternoon like, "Fucking shit, I'm late for work."
Yeah.
And we'd all be like, "No, you're not, dude." Like,
It'd be like 4 o'clock, and he would still be not out the
I'm
door.
like, "Dog, we made our own hours." I was like,
Can I? Sorry, I
Go
didn't
ahead, go
interrupt
ahead,
you.
go ahead.
But I was going to say it reminded me of an Eric Lauch story that I wanted to tell, which I didn't realize you were still talking. So that's
No,
why I
you're
didn't mean
good,
to interrupt
baby.
You. But
We're all good.
this is a funny
We're
Eric
all,
Lauch
we're all
story.
good, baby.
Saw the mouth moving.
What
I
a,
didn't
what
hear the
a- I was like,
words.
what a crazy juxtaposition from last week's episode,
So
which was last night.
This was before Tree Town. I was calling Eric to run by him the whole
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
with because we recorded at Blind Pig during
Yeah.
Tree Town, and we had a bunch of people on, and I wanted to run that idea by him, and I call him in my car, and I just hear him pick up, and he goes, "Oh fuck," and I'm like,
which is the craziest way to answer a phone call.
"Yeah," and I was like, "Hey, bud," and he's just like, "Yeah, I'm on my way." And he's like so clearly like just woke up and he's groggy. And I was like, "On your way where?" And he's like, "Oh, to the comedy club." And I was like, "Oh no, I'm calling about something else." He's like, "Oh shit, I gotta go." He hangs up. And then I talked to him like 4 hours later. I text him like, "Hey man, sorry if I woke you up." He's like, "No, dude, you saved my ass." Because he coincidentally needed to like feature at the showcase that night.
Hilarious.
And he had like slept past his alarm.
Dude,
So I think I woke him up right as the host was starting or
man,
something.
God bless Eric because
he lives pretty close to it, dude. So
he
does.
does. But he also works like the most like adult job I think I know of
Yeah.
any comic.
Makes good money.
Yeah, makes great money, but still puts in insane hours in comedy.
Yeah.
So it's like the
He
fact,
really burns the candle at
yeah,
both
I'm
ends,
like
that
the
guy.
fact that he was like in
My wick is running short.
exactly. I'm gonna die doing what I love.
I had 3 airport beers and I'm drunk.
That's true. He does make airport beers look the best.
Oh, 100%.
I
No, no,
love every
He
time
should
Eric.
start like a show about
He
airport
really
beers.
good. Like every time he posts an airport beer, I'm like, "Fuck, dude, that looks so good."
Yeah.
I want a beer every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, but
I want an airport beer. I
I'm
want
a
to
three-
fly.
I'm a
dude.
3-drink guy, man. I need it. I
airport
need a
beers,
water, a shot, and a beer.
Yeah.
airport beers do hit good, but I hate drinking too many because if you're on the airplane and you don't have an aisle seat or you hit turbulence and you can't go piss, I'm like, this is a nightmare now.
Yeah, that is a nightmare.
Like,
Bunched up.
yeah, you,
Ah.
yeah.
I just want to sleep on a plane.
That's
all
why,
I try
yeah,
to do.
little sleepy pill action, go
Yeah.
to sleep or wake up dead.
You should see how incapacitated I am on a train.
Oh, well,
It's wild.
Uh,
No,
oh.
no seatbelts, no security.
Yeah.
I could be just.
he could be anywhere.
I could.
Dude,
you could scoop me up, and I'll wake up on a different
Dude,
train.
Jim
Okay?
is the zombie from Train of Busan that's just on the train fucking shit up.
I'll wake up. I'll take Amtrak from like Flint to Chicago. I'll wake up in Chicago, be like,
Sure.
it's the river.
All right, before we move all the way on, I do just want to finish up like that leading to the house picture we have here because
Oh.
we got the card.
We did a postcard.
Yeah.
It was like supposed to be like a New Year thing, but we were all so late for
Well,
that.
yeah. So I think we made these postcards in like March,
Maybe.
I don't know. And then they were supposed to be New Year's cards. You got yours in July.
Yeah. something
Yeah.
like that,
Okay.
yeah.
So yeah, we did make them as New Year's cards in the middle of the year. But it just reads this, and this is for anybody that didn't get a
'Cause
postcard.
it was a lead up to 2020, right? Or was it in 2020?
No, it was in 20. I think it was in 2021. So, but it. All right, here it goes. This is for folks we didn't have the address for. It was hey gang, if you're reading this, it's because we love you, especially you, blank. And we did not fill that in for anybody. From the moment you were born to the day we stand over your grave, we will always love you. We can all agree 2020 was pretty rad, but it's been too long since we've slugged down a few too much delicious Coors Banquet beers in person. Here's hoping that the Illuminati will get off their butts and give us the cure, the real one. Stay silly. Can't wait to play a good old-fashioned game of company grab ass. With love, the Salsa Parlor.
Like it's a
Wow.
pretty
Yeah.
endearing
It's
postcard.
very endearing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had our fun.
We had a couple cracks at it. I don't know what the first initial one was like. Hey, jackasses.
I think yeah.
Back when you were kids. You know?
Yeah.
A real Jake
It
Ford.
is-
Like, hey, fuckers.
yeah, hey, fucker.
It is bizarre to know that I met you guys when you were my age now. you
Sure, I
know?
was.
Well, it's
Or-
weird.
or
I'm
younger. Maybe
I'm-
even.
I'm-
No, I
how,
was
how old are you now? 30,
38.
38?
I'll be 39 this year.
I'm
okay, maybe not
33.
you.
I'm
Lou would've
Jim's
been.
age when Jim moved
Because
out.
8 years ago, you would have been 25.
Yeah.
And so I met you when I was 18 and you were 25.
Yep.
Uh,
Yeah, that makes sense.
And 8 years ago, you would have been 30.
I was like almost a decade older
I'm
than
not
most
there
at
yet.
Salsa Parlor.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, like grandpa around.
But you did
Well, we're
take.
like 5
Yeah,
years
you're 5
apart,
years
but like,
older than me.
I was a decade older than Zach. I was a decade older than Brett.
Which did
Yeah.
make the sexual tension in the house out of
I
control.
like them young, and I bleached their hair
Dude,
blonde.
Jim would. Yeah, I'm not
I
calling
like
you bisexual. You are bisexual. I would never call you that.
Only
Uh,
towards Zach though.
But no, it was great. Jim would have red wine like out of a Franzia box,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then just sip and look at Zach and go, "We got to do something with that hair, bud." And then he convinced Zach to dye his hair blonde.
And he did.
Yeah.
It's
He
on the
did. It was
postcard.
Like
Yeah.
8 months of just digging at him. Be like, nah, you look good as a blonde, but
Yeah.
you look better blonde.
And I think sneakily, Jim.
Shave that beard, you'd look better blonde.
Yeah.
Like against what people might perceive looking at all of you guys, you were, I think, quietly the most chaotic one, like the most unpredictable one.
Probably. Yeah.
You're the one. If you were watching any of the Salsa Parlor sketches, if there was a character playing an animal and fully committing, it was Jim. There was one sketch you guys did where the whole joke was that you were just a cat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
I
that was
just
it?
a cat. I was doing cat
He's just,
stuff.
he's just acting like a cat, and that's the whole sketch.
You dressed up as a cat.
And I was
too.
like, it's a pretty minimalist, like stripped down idea of a sketch. Like
When the
it's-
male came in with the ears and the paws and everything, I was like, this is close to a furry.
yeah.
so you didn't even already have the ears
And
and the paws.
I didn't even
So
once
it
put him
start-
on Zach. I
it
I
started
missed
with-
the opportunity.
It started with, what if we did a sketch where I'm a cat?
Yeah.
That was
We
it?
put it at a film festival.
It did well.
Put it in a film festival?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the
Capital
Capital
City?
City
Capital City.
Capital City
yeah,
Film
Capital
Festival.
City Film
Well,
Festival.
'cause it
And
ends-
It did do well.
It made it
yeah.
in the fest?
Yeah, it made it in the fest. and it
No,
did-
not under my watch. It,
it-
wouldn't have.
dude, you have you seen it? It ends so good that everybody gets gut laughs every time because
When you flip over the couch.
yeah,
my
because
head
it
up
was
like a cat.
it was an honest fuck up. Like
Yeah.
Jim goes to jump over the couch,
I almost
catches it, and he beefs the whole couch over.
Broke my
and
ass.
so when he pops up like a cat
Yeah,
with
yeah.
just the head up laughing, it was perfect. And we're like, that's it, cut.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I think what really made Jim special and stand out was that, while the rest of you guys might have had some kind of like post-ironic cool guy type of like vibe, Jim was like,
I don't know about me.
Jim,
but-
you less so.
yeah, you're talking about good old Jakey and Zach.
More
are way
Jake
more
and
tapped
Zach
into
and
that.
Trevor.
I was outside playing with nail bats.
Yeah.
I was the weird kid.
Yeah.
But
Who had
but
hobbies.
but you were like, I keep thinking about how like in the Evil Dead movies, Sam Raimi would talk about how he just wanted to bully Bruce Campbell and just like make him do insane stuff and hurt
Yeah.
him all the time. And like you were the Bruce Campbell of the group.
Yeah.
Was always like, you're the one we're gonna throw coffee in your face.
I would
Or-
take some liberties. There was one when we were trying to do a commercial for Green Lumber.
Yep.
Oh,
And the
God.
spit take.
Oh God.
When you weren't expecting, there was one where like, okay, so it was a commercial. Green Lumber is a male enhancement.
Aren't they now defunct?
No, they're still a
they're-
thing. They're
I
back.
thought they got in
Alright.
trouble.
Their advertisements actually pretty good.
yeah, they're doing pretty good.
We should have done more.
Their dick
ads,
pills
but everyone
are-
wanted to do sketches.
Dude, their dick pills really are the best.
no, they make you feel good.
There's
Good
so
hang
much
down.
Yeah, I've
better
never
than-
used a dick pill in my life.
Dude, you would love a green lumber.
Why would I need one? I
you
get
don't
boners.
need it.
You don't
you
need
just
want
fine.
it,
You want
dog.
it.
But
You
like
want
for what purpose?
Feel
Where's-
good.
Fucking awesome peen all weekend long.
Even if you're not fucking, you're walking
So
around.
what? I'm
which is
hard all weekend.
No,
long?
No,
no,
it's
it
just,
just-
a good hang down.
yeah, dude, you gotta try it.
What?
A little extra heft.
What do you mean
Yeah.
a good hang
It's
down?
You
just
know
it girths
it,
you up
you'll
at
good ol-
rest.
I think Nick used one. Maybe Nick could speak. There we
Hell
go.
yeah, dude.
Our food has arrived.
Thank you,
Oh
sir.
my gosh.
Noodle
Hell
time.
yeah.
Noodle folk.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, Nick.
Nick, cheat out, cheat out. They got to see the full character that you're doing. Just make sure. Hey, real quick. Did you stain your shirt to stay in character? Is that on purpose?
No, I just can't cook.
Committing.
It's full commit. Everybody, you saw him last week on the Sleepy Cast. and
Yeah, he's around.
Patreon members. Chef Nick Earl making us mid pod
Nick Earl.
pasta.
Hands.
Hands,
Is
baby.
this just one noodle? I can just scoop it up.
I think so. So,
But
uh,
anyway,
Hey,
the
you want to
commer-
Lady in the Tramp this real quick? yeah. That's not how they do it. They don't go.
thank you, Nick.
Oh, I do it. That's how I get the noodle on.
What if it was Lady in the Tramp, but it's like a baguette, so they're both like.
Yeah,
on both ends.
just just slobbering all over
Not even
it.
chewing, just.
Hey, speaking of slobbering all over it,
Yeah.
green lumber is great for that
Yeah.
because it gives you good hang down.
What does that even mean?
You don't even
don't know
know
what a
because
hang
you don't know what you don't know.
No, yeah, this is all gibberish to me.
It's man.
Why does this make sense to us?
Because we've taken it. We know what
Well, maybe
it
it's
feels like
because
to.
you're
Double
men in
swing
your
into it.
30s.
Imagine if they made a limitless pill for your penis. That's what it is. It unlocks 100% of your penis's
It's a one-up.
potential. Yeah, it's incredible. And also, it's not like Viagra. Well, it had like whatever the 48 hours
natural-
Cialis is, but they got rid of that. But it's like, it's just a 48-hour standby where your ween is ready to go. So you ever wake up having a good dick day where you're just walking around swinging real ween?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like that all the time.
My
and
weed
ready
is
to
always
go.
ready to go.
Nah, dog, you just don't get it. You don't understand.
All right.
I'm surprised you never had any.
Sometimes
of this.
I wish it was less ready to go. It's
Also,
embarrassing.
Sopa told me way too much about your peen.
Yeah, Mom doesn't know what she's talking about.
I feel like Mom does know
She
what
does
she's
not know
talking
what she's talking
My
about.
She
little
see-
boy.
What did she tell you about my weed?
She said it was
Last
pretty
night.
good ween.
Pretty good.
She says pretty good peen.
My mom has not seen my peen since before I had hair.
She's very supportive.
Well, I don't know.
This
You
is-
calm down. You tell Sopa to calm down.
No, I'm
then.
saying she's speaking out of turn. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
All
but-
right. Well, she said it was pretty good. She was defending your
So
peen's
how does
honor.
that tell you I need green lumber?
Nobody's
Like,
saying you
We
need it.
We never
We're
said need
nobody's
it.
saying you need
Yeah,
it. You're getting
want
wicked
it.
defensive,
I'll try it out.
dog.
I'll try it out.
I believe that you
Don't
can
have
get
such
hard.
Don't feel insecure about taking
Yeah.
a dick pill.
I'm not. Well, yeah, no, I would feel insecure. Yeah.
Why?
Why?
Because
a
I'm
gas
like
station
I'm a
dick
young
pill.
man. I don't need him. You know.
Sure, but it's not about needing. Yeah, no, he's a young man. Doesn't need them.
I don't, dude. I don't know. It's like,
Is it a point of pride? Like I get hard.
Yeah,
when
like
I
Yeah,
I
it
can
is
do
a
it no
point of
problem.
pride.
Yeah.
this is a
You
point
don't
of
know
pride.
me. I'll get fucking hard right now.
It's like, hey, no offense to anybody who has like ED or whatever, but it's like, if you can still whip it out in full chub, like
Full chub it.
I mean, I don't understand why you take enhancers if you're already living.
I don't
the
know.
life
You
fully.
just kind of sound like a guy who wants to remain natty, and Jim
You're-
and I
you're
are
really
over here
negging it.
fucking.
You're like,
All right, I'll do
Yeah,
it. Do
no.
you have one? I'll take one right now.
God,
dude.
we used to have so
Nah,
many.
I don't think so.
Oh, that
They're
would've been a
kind of
good
like
pod.
Quaaludes. If I
take
found
one
them.
on the pod. That would have been, but it
I
takes
mean-
a while to react, right?
Yeah, and it's also again, it's not like
By
a
the
boner
Patreon,
pill.
I'm fully.
Yeah, by the Patreon, we'll have before and after
You
photos.
do get a little bit of like a horn on though. Like you're like, all right.
Yeah, it will. That's the other thing is it does awaken a little bit of like I gotta
a
find
little
somewhere
virile.
to put this.
Yeah, that's not a problem for me.
But anyway, you're talking about me being chaotic. We did this fucking commercial, and Luke pulled out, and he had like his hands in a sling, and his girlfriend was in like a neck brace. And I was supposed to do a spit take, but it didn't say where. And I did a spit take right in Lou's face without him knowing.
Pretty good, actually.
And I exploded all over it. Like it was just a huge. Like I had a glass full of water, and I just turned, and he to his credit, he stayed in there. But when we yelled cut, he was up. He was like, "Motherfucker!" And I was like, "It was." And me and Zach were just laughing.
Yeah.
I finished the sketch, and then I did realize that's when a squirt fetish really was awoken in me. Where I was like, not bad though. If I was getting blasted in the face,
I was this wet.
I was like,
Yeah.
all right, yeah. They say it's mostly
if
not
it was
piss.
if it was a lady's puss.
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of Jim
Well, I don't
Couture.
know. They look similar. The good ones, anyways. All furred up and full of
right.
gush.
Yeah. yeah. If you make your mouth totally vertical, does it look like a Reuben sandwich sideways?
Eat it, Sarah Silverman, when she's all like, I'm like, oh.
Eat it, Sarah. you can't beat this.
Jim Goodpuss mouth.
That's
We
what my-
found your native name.
That's what my girlfriend calls me
Yikes, dude. Gross.
because I go downtown.
Oh, man, gay.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right?
You're a munch? You're a munch,
Italians
dude?
hate that. You guys don't eat, but is that not masculine for you to eat vagina?
I never said I
No,
didn't.
neither of us
I
said
was
that.
just-
No,
Oh,
you're
okay.
getting wicked insecure.
No, yeah, we're just. Yeah, I don't know. Why is it a big problem for you?
It's not a big problem for me. I go down. That's crazy.
Seems like you're insecure about it.
It's
I
a-
don't know.
it's a go-to. That's
Yeah.
that's move number one.
I get
I'm
it.
about foreplay. My
Well,
girls come.
The older you get, you do need to munch box to get super hard on your own. Still, you're
I'm
kicking.
almost 40. I need some time.
Yeah, what they don't
Yeah.
what they don't see
Yeah.
when you're munching boxes, you're down here like,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah,
come
you're
on.
absolutely just going like, "Hey, pal, come on now." He's like,
Hey,
"I'm
buddy."
tired."
Aren't you hungry?
Buddy.
Come on, pal.
Little, yeah, a little Puxatawny ween down there.
Every
just
now and
like
then you just
trying to
gotta
get
like
him to
you
wake
just gotta
up.
clock out. You're like, all right, give me a minute.
6 more minutes of softness.
That was pretty good, but I'm gonna go get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Okay, I gotta say this on Mike. Nick Earl, this is delicious. Nick, thank
Nick,
you.
this is very good.
I haven't had it
incredible.
yet.
Part of me thinks we should pause to go eat with him, and then come back and finish the app.
Oh, here he comes. Just come back in.
We were saying it's very delicious, man. Thank you.
It was very good.
This is good.
What? He said it's mostly poison for the people at home.
That's all right. We've got a through line through the last couple of episodes.
Yeah, we got a lot of people talking off mic. Now you're on mic, Jim.
Well, I'm not. I'm not in a room full of drunks.
Hang on. Well,
trying to get
first
one
of all,
in.
you were 30% of the drunks in the room.
The only drunks were the ones
You and Mike were pretty well on, and Johnny was slingered up.
Yeah, I was slingered. I wasn't drunk. I was just full.
Yeah, which I mean, he had no recourse because
Are
the
you gonna
slinger.
put a picture of you before and after on this podcast?
It's up to
with the
Jim,
slinger?
or it's up to Lou.
Because your after slinger is a classic after slinger. Yeah. You look like you've been to war.
The bit where I'm holding the.
You got shell shocked.
Yeah,
like the building just like
I've seen a lot.
Absolutely.
It's very like hearing helicopter blades in my head. Fortunate son.
Make the coffee.
Dude, anytime somebody says the word slinger to me, I'm gonna go like, no, I'm full. Give me the certificate right now.
No more chili.
Did we
Fried
never-
eggs.
Did we never give you a green lumber hat?
No, I never got any. I had the chance to get some. I remember you were tossing out some green lumber pills,
You're
and
giving them away at shows.
yeah, it shows. And I picked one up, and then Nick said to me he had a date that weekend and he might need it. So I was like, all right, and I gave it to him. So,
dude.
never took it. I think Nick used it. Nick could probably give a good testimonial. as
I was
to how
gonna
it
say
worked out.
the one like negative review we got was from Osama and Trevor, and they both took it. Like, oh, it kind of gave me a headache. It was like, did you have righteous peeing all weekend though? And they're like, yeah. I was like, come on, man, that's gotta be worth a little headache.
Also, those guys classically don't drink enough water.
That's true. Chronically dehydrated boys.
I remember when Osa was like, "What gave me a headache?" I was like, "Were you drinking water?" He's like, "Why would I have to drink water?"
Yeah, you always got to do that.
For a desert man, that's insane.
No, it's just I had whatever I had, coffee.
yeah. He's drinking Turkish coffee and taking dick pills. He's like, why do I have a headache?
Dry sauna.
You're just skin and bone at that point. Like,
Just hanging out cheap and cigarettes.
Just
Like, what are you talking
I
about?
don't get the appeal.
He's just rock hard with a cigarette.
He's just ashing out everything.
the dick would be the only thing with any like running blood in it. Just at that point,
Yeah, you got a headache because you ain't got no brain.
the only sense of moisture
All
in the
that
body.
blood's down in your fatty, dude.
The main brain.
You know what?
You can't come at that point. The last of your nutrients will exit your body.
If
You gotta
any of
keep-
our Rocketeers are listening, they're like, I got to get me some of this green lumber. See if the old Salsa Parlor promo code still works, which was Salsa. 10% off?
Should have been salsa dick. We messed up.
Yeah, I think it was just Salsa or Salsa Parlor or just
Parlor
Parlor.
pud. Should have been parlor pud. That
Yeah,
was
parlor pud. Pulling your bud with Parlor pud.
Not pud.
No, yeah, but no, God bless Green Lumber. They're doing the Lord's work when the Lord gives up on your peen.
That was a fun couple $1,000s.
Yep.
you know what? I'll order one right now.
We got sponsored by Green Lumber, Domino's, couple of beer distributors.
Domino's was a big get.
Domino's was crazy. Getting free pizza and dick pills at the same comedy party was insane.
We had a weed dispensary too. We would give away joints.
We honestly, I'm surprised the Shredder never found us. He'd be like, my Foot Clan is already been
Yeah,
made.
just 4 Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
You know, we're not in the sewer. We're above ground.
Yeah, we truly were the
radical,
Ninja
radical. Cowabunga.
God damn. Oh yeah,
I'm
but
just a 40-year-old Michelangelo.
yeah. Does that make? Oh, okay.
Do you guys have a package that you recommend?
Yeah, mine.
The Weekender. I fucking got him, dude.
Nice. Wait, get this on camera.
Jim's Hog.
You're gonna have to show Hog to get people to show up at the Indy. That's what you
Dude,
need
Jim
to do.
does have a piece on him. I don't like it. It's unironically.
Dude, he dressed and acted like a cat for the internet.
Yeah,
you don't do
but-
that if you
but
don't
no,
have a piece
I'm
on
comfortable with
It
myself.
legitimately, it
I've
scared.
been a mouse. I've been a half-naked mouse.
You. Ooh.
Do you remember? It scared Zach to the point where, okay,
Oh, I do remember the mouse. That was disgusting. that mouse one actually like made me want to vomit.
full commit,
That's
dude.
terrible.
So we can post this Salsa Parlor YouTube page and people
Yeah.
can poke around there. But dude, Zach goes to use the bathroom, right? And Jim had just gotten out of the shower, hot steamy shower. Zach
He
opens.
didn't even knock. He just comes in.
Bam,
in the bathroom.
ba-da-da-da-da.
I'm like doing one of these like
Yeah.
in my butt.
Yeah,
And he goes in.
with
he goes,
rhythm.
he goes in. He goes. It's like a home
From
improvement.
multiple rooms over, we heard Zach's cartoonish gasp. Just and then he comes.
And he just stood there for a minute. He didn't close
Yeah,
the door
dude.
for a minute. I looked at him. I didn't even cover up. I go, what the fuck are you doing?
So he was just he was in awe of the hog.
Dude, he was hungry.
He wasn't even looking at me in the eye. He goes, I just wanted to come use the bathroom.
He was transfixed on the hog, dude.
I was like, okay, get out.
It was.
Because I'm in here.
I would have just gone like, "You're getting very sleepy."
I'm gonna say meaty pendulum got him, dude. You hypnotized
It
him.
was too steamy in there to turn on my razor and be like, we got to do something with that hair.
You hypnotized him.
If I would have lived in the parlor for one more year, I swear I could have had him fully waxed.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you were working on it.
The one that got
Dude,
away.
you twinked him up. The last goal of yours was to get rid of all that body
You're gonna
hair.
look real pretty.
Yeah.
Dude, but Zach just comes back to the living room wide-eyed, just petrified. And we
Yeah.
go, what's up, dude? He goes, I just saw Jim's wiener, and it scared me. And we're like, what? Why? He goes, it's just so fucking thick and meaty. And we're all like, oh, dude, gross, man.
It's-
We're eating.
It's been respectfully called a good dick.
Yeah. Evidently terrifying.
How does it feel knowing that in Zach's life, there's a before and after seeing your hog? Like there was a huge turning point from then on.
See, it
out.
doesn't bother me so much as like a before and after because he was yearning prior.
Right.
So
right.
he got what he asked.
He got
for.
closure.
He got what he asked for.
Yeah, but it was almost like staring into the abyss, which is what Jim calls his wiener.
Especially when I got it circling.
I will say, people asked. It was funny that you and I peeing hammered in the toilet. That one night.
And you
And
look
we-
at me like, all right.
We both look at each other like, okay, all right, that's it.
We had a good stream going.
Yeah. I was like,
We didn't
respect.
cross him.
Didn't cross him.
Didn't cross the
Good.
streams.
No, we kept it straight.
Cross the
But
streams
there
is
was
bad.
some
Could be bad.
there was some peeing appreciation where I was like, all right, we're doing
But
okay.
we had mushrooms one day too. We were peeing and we were like, wow.
Yeah, well, that was the same day, but yeah, full circle. That was the same mushroom day. But mushroom day, penis, through line.
That was a good Monday.
yeah. Janitors took a day
I
off.
feel so.
We were all on Max too, so we called Dan. We're like, hey, we're calling off.
You called off.
We
Matt?
dropped. All four of
You
us
should have
dropped.
gone. You
Yeah,
should have gone,
yeah.
dude.
Nah, dude, we couldn't have done
Yeah, we were
comedy that
booming. We were
night.
Do you
sweating in the
remember when
rain.
Trevor and I tried doing shrooms at
Yeah,
the?
I feel like you guys got busted ass shrooms.
I think we got busted shrooms, but I remember that day. Like we were hanging out for hours around the Salsa Parlor. We were walking around outside in our bare feet,
Yeah.
trying to get it going, and then we ended up going to Faison's outdoor open mic.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it got rained out, and Trevor and I, we both tried. We just wanted to go see it, but nobody was showing up to do it. So Faison comes up to us. He's like, "I would love if you guys could do some time."
Oh fuck, dude.
Of course he did.
Was
that
that
was a great open mic, dude. People would heckle you from the rooftop of El Azteco. The cops shut it down. Homeless men would rush the stage.
yeah.
That was the
Wild.
real Wild West of
Wild.
stand-up comedy.
I
yeah.
don't know. It was
Well,
that
'cause
wild.
you know
And not
that-
a single person would laugh at a joke. So
Yeah, you know that downtown like stoop area in East Lansing?
yeah.
He would do it there, and it's like, dog, this isn't a comedy show.
I think
You're
I remember
inciting a
yelling
riot.
at him or
Like,
something. I was not a fan, so I was just like,
Yeah.
that's a stupid idea.
yeah, no, it's a terrible idea.
Dude,
and,
he's
and also you're like accosting people. Like it's not like any other open mic where people have the opportunity to leave or they come in.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like
It-
kamikaze. It's like kamikaze, but not
if
like
people
Travis
are trying to
said.
get from one place to another, they have no choice but to listen to your
just
comedy.
another man from the Middle East terrorizing Americans.
This is comedy.
That's why I
He's-
voted for Trump, dude.
Dude, it's so funny. Faison's in Pakistan right now, and he'll
Is
message. Yeah, he'll message Osama like, "Hey, bro, can I have some advice?" And the only advice Osama will tell him is like, "Get out of Pakistan, dude. You can't do stand up there."
It's not gonna take off there, probably not.
Yeah, like it's gonna take a couple
Hey, that scene's
decades.
gonna blow up, man.
Yeah,
Someone's gonna be launching off,
brasting off.
brass off.
New term, baby. We didn't coin it. Andrew Wang did.
It's brass off time.
Shout out Andrew Wang.
Shout out Andrew Wang.
You got
for,
anybody you want to shout out? Shout out Jakey Ford and Zachy B. Carr, Trevor Tress, Luke Nesbitt,
Brett Hayden?
Brett Hayden. That's Salsa Parlor.
Give a little Bamfield.
Yeah,
She-
Bammer. Bammer was around. Yeah. Elena borderline lived there for a while when she was dating Zach.
Mm-hmm.
So do those dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Two big dogs.
Two big,
Big old fellas.
two big dogs.
And they took
two
big
Billy
shits.
goat dogs
Mhm.
climbing
then
on everything.
Dog, and then when I was dating Adrian and she had Roger
Yeah,
there,
and then the
three
three
big
big
dogs. Yeah.
Me alphaing every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, take on that dad role.
Roger would go away though. He would be like, I
Yeah,
don't,
Roger
I
was
don't
a
want
good
to
dog.
do that.
Did you bring out your inner cat to try to control those dogs?
No, we just chase tails.
You just became your dog.
I'm shocked we got away with the shenanigans we did in that house.
The door was never locked either.
Yeah, we'd have drunk college kids just walk in and be like, I
Rotating
used to
door.
live here. We're like, cool, get the fuck out.
Hey, is the show happening? No, dude, it's Thursday at 3:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
None of us are working.
Yeah, Johnny, you crashed there many a time.
I probably only crashed there once or twice.
You're a
Re-
liar.
Nah,
No,
I don't
yeah.
know about that.
Because I wasn't on the show many times. I think I was technically on the show twice.
Okay, I think I could text Zach at least 3 or 4 different nights where he took
have
photos of you.
Yeah. We
Well,
have, like,
no,
photo
okay.
Evidence
So
of
if
you.
we're talking about the show, I think I only crashed there once.
Okay.
I did crash there after my 22nd birthday.
Right.
And that's when Zach took photos of me.
Right.
And then there's the other sleeping photo of me where I'm wearing the sunglasses or the
Stay
glasses that say
stay
stay
awake.
up.
Good.
Yeah.
Stay up.
Stay up all nighter.
Yeah.
Stay up for good.
Stay up for
That
good.
was after the last Salsa Parlor show.
Good.
Because I'm
Okay.
sleeping in my Salsa Parlor hoodie too.
Yeah, yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think I crashed more than like twice, maybe 3 times.
Okay.
At the place. Other times I either hung out of the show or whatever. I think I went home.
Alright.
Once we got into our rooms and shut the doors, we just assumed people were still sleeping.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'd stay late. Like people were staying late, and I remember Jermaine one time, dude. I remember one of
Jermaine
the
Potter?
shows, Jermaine
Shout out,
Potter.
Big Dog.
I
Yeah.
remember him going. He had this full bottle of vodka that he brought with him, just loose, not even in a bag. He just walks up.
Yeah.
He's he walked out of the darkness. So I don't know if he drove there or what.
Jermaine just appears, dude.
Yeah, well, I think he did
He
drive there
saunters. He, like,
because we had to
saunters
stop
quietly.
him from driving home because
Yeah.
Jermaine shows up with the full bottle of vodka during the show, goes outside, comes back in, the bottle's empty. And I was like, Jermaine, did you drink that whole thing? And he was like,
I've never seen it like that ever.
and I was like, oh, brother.
was that the time I accidentally absolutely buzz killed him?
Oh, well, I buzz killed him because I had my girlfriend with me at the time.
Okay.
And he overtly starts trying to flirt with her. And to be fair to Jermaine, I don't think he was in a place where like he understood that was my girlfriend.
Nah,
So he started, like,
was
grabbing
a
her
fifth
hand.
of vodka.
Oh, you're
in.
grabbing her hand?
He grabs her hand and she's like, "Hey, what's up?" And he was like,
Bold move,
"She was like,
grabbing a hand.
she was like, what do you want?" He was like, "Your attention." And then, and I come in. I'm sorry, Jermaine. I come in.
I've never seen him act this.
And I'm like, I don't want to like
No.
pick a fight with him because he's so drunk. You know, it's like it's not his fault. So I just kind of come in and I like get between them. I'm like, "Hey, buddy, can you do me a favor? Can you have like a glass of water?" And then he like looks at me and he looks at my girlfriend and he goes like, he points at me. He goes, "He just took away all my confidence."
Damn.
I was
dude.
like, "Oh no!"
oh no, dude.
And then he was like sulking the rest of the night.
Well, okay, that was that the same night because I think you even kind of called me out or somebody else called me out because I was always pretty hammered at those parties.
Yeah.
But I turned a corner once and saw him fucked up, and
God,
I just went, "Oh, geez, buddy, you're fucking hammered." And he just went.
I feel like I was at least a case deep at all those parties.
Yeah. I unironically probably drank 24 beers most salsa parlors.
Yeah.
And then we were like I was smoking and drinking.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
well,
you
that's
were-
that's where the whole bit about
It'd be like
Jim
3:00 in the morning, and I'd just be like, fucking joint in my hand, be like, "You guys going to bed?"
Dude, that's where the bit started at the end of the night when the party was finally winding down. I would grab the last case, 30 rack of beer, and I'd head towards Jim's room. You know, what are you doing? I'm going, I'm going to go drink 30 beers in your room real quick.
Everyone's been trying to drink a 30 rack in my
Dude,
room.
it's
For 5
gonna
years,
happen
5
It's,
years.
tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. 30 beers,
After
Jim's
best
room.
night ever. Well,
One of these, I swear
we
to
will
God,
have the best night ever.
this will
afterwards.
be our Goodwill Hunting moment.
That'd be a
Someday
pretty good
you're
podcast.
gonna come home
You do Rocket Force in my room.
in your bed. You're gonna come home one day, and you're gonna look around, and you're gonna think, "Where is he? Where'd they finally go?" And you're gonna open your bedroom door and just hear a stack of cans fall over, and
Hollow,
see
just
me
hollow, empty
fucking
aluminum.
passed out on your floor, and going, "I did it."
I drank 30 beers.
30 beers.
I had to
dude.
go see about a beer.
That's some Chinese Rocket Force merch for you right there. I drank 30 beers in Jim's room.
I've had
It's a regularly applicable phrase. That
Yeah,
anybody-
everybody
Wasn't
knows.
I in my bed one time and you were, I don't know if I was like falling asleep, but you came in and sat right next to me as I was like tucked in and the lights are off and he's just like, I heard one crack open. And I turn aside, I go, you gotta be fucking, get out of here. It's not happening tonight. He's
Dude.
like, come on.
Jim's in bed, yeah, and I saunter on in with the case, and I put one of my camping
I
stools
was just like,
right
no,
next to him.
no.
I remember I was in college at the time, and I almost decided to stop studying to be a teacher because of how you would act after subbing during the day.
When I come home and just go to the fridge.
You went
right away.
straight to the fridge. I was just like,
Crap.
oh, maybe this is a mistake,
Yeah.
dude. It's breaking, Jim.
Oh my God,
I'll
yeah.
never go back to a
Yeah,
classroom.
dude, you
Yeah.
just come over, these fucking kids. These fucking kids.
Nothing gets you more disrespected than being a substitute. Oh, my God.
That was
Did you do
funny.
any subbing before you
I did a
started?
little bit. It was the worst thing that's ever
Wasn't it
happened to me.
terrible?
Dude, one time I subbed at the junior high or the middle school, and I'm on the first floor, and there's like 30 kids, and you're with them all day until you take them to art class, like at the
Yeah.
end of the day. And this there's a window open because it was like late. It was almost summer, right? And so it's hot out. And this kid like takes his eraser and like throws it out the window or something, and then he goes like, and he's like, can I go get it? And I was like, no, don't go out the window. I was like, I'll get it later.
Yeah.
And then I like turned away, and all the kids are just, I'm not trying to teach. I'm just trying to like make sure nobody like leaves the room, right?
Yeah.
And I turned away, I turned back, and the kid's already crawling back in through the window after grabbing it.
Jesus.
And I'm like, all right, I'm
Kids
going to.
love to do that.
They
though.
love to do the opposite of what you told them to do. And so I'm like, all right, I'll just write his name down for the teacher. And then some fucking snitch, some kid that like totally usurps my authority as a sub, runs across the hallway to tell another teacher
Holy
that
shit.
that happened. So then she comes in, she's like, you jumped out the window, and then she grabs him and pulls him out. And I'm like, all right, that's done,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, what the
I take the
fuck?
kids to art class, I come back, it's my first time alone the whole day, and I like got my head on the desk, and I'm like about to fall asleep. And then this lady from across the hall comes in, she goes, hi, did you tell him to jump out the window?
Did you tell him?
Oh my
And I was
Did you
like,
tell him?
I was like, no, I start laughing in her face. I'm like, no, I did not. Why do you ask? And she's like, well, he's saying that you did. And I was like, oh, okay, that might be because he doesn't want to get in trouble,
Yeah.
and that's what you say. And she's like, well, is it all right if he comes in here and gives his side of the story? I'm like, no, the 12-year-old gave his side of the story. I'm giving you mine as a 23-year-old
Yeah.
with professional adult. So I don't know. Fucking makes sense of that, I guess.
Dude,
like,
that's crazy. How much charisma did that 12-year-old have,
he
though?
must have been smooth.
Yeah,
That teacher
dude.
must have been dumb as hell.
He went in there.
Yeah,
was
she
like,
was a moron. I don't know what she was thinking.
he was
I have him in homeroom, and I'm his best friend. Did you tell the kid to jump? What a bitch!
I've never known him to jump out of windows without explicit permission.
I would have been like, yeah, I fucking told the kid to jump out a window.
Yeah.
Go back to fucking whatever lab you were doing. Get
Yeah.
out of here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
cushy bitch. You'd go drink Chardonnay after you're out of here.
Right. Also, it's like, what if I did? What are you gonna do?
yeah.
I'm going home. I'm never gonna.
work here
I'm never
again.
coming back to this
Yeah.
building ever again in my life.
Enjoy
dude.
your terrible children.
I made $100
Yeah.
today. What did you do?
That is crazy.
I never went back to that building again. I was like, I'm because at least when you're a teacher, you establish some sort of rapport and
Dude,
like,
I've been to some hellscapes.
Yeah.
I've done like long-term subs where I'm just like, I gotta get out of here right now.
yeah, I get it.
I took the whole substitute teaching thing, got accredited, didn't do it one time.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you, dude.
Yeah, I got
What a
paid to
waste
do
of
the
time.
training. It wasn't that bad. It was like a day's worth of training and the test you got to take. I think I got paid like $150.
I will say you can get paid like that here too.
Okay, well,
I remember I did.
CPS.
I had to do the sub training because I wanted to do when I was an intern, like basically my 5th year.
yeah.
You had to do the sub training, so if your mentor wasn't there, you could get paid for teaching the
Gotcha,
class while
gotcha.
she was gone. So I did the sub training, and it's like at this point I knew everything they could teach you about teaching. I'd done 4 years of college on it. At this point, everything you're going to learn, you're going to do from being a teacher, right? And this guy who's teaching the subclass, and it's like all these characters in this Zoom meeting of all these people that are like, like like borderline like people that would be on Jerry Springer, like
Yeah,
Lansing weirdos, you know,
Yeah.
that are all like, yeah, I guess I'll get accredited, really make a name for myself, ma. And it's all these
Driving
guys.
Cadillacs in no time.
And the guy who's teaching to us is like this blue collar, like bald, looks like a thumb. He looks like a Fox News host or something, and he's just like, and he's giving us some advice on like how to solve behavioral problems, and he's just like, yeah, what I like to do is, if you know, is a kid, it's kind of acting up. Let's say he's acting up, and I don't quite know how to take care of him. I walk over, I say like, hey, you know, you being disrespectful. And then if he starts giving me lip, I say, oh, you're a real tough guy, huh? You want to be a tough guy? And then that always shuts him down. And I'm like, that's all you
It's
use?
probably just for that guy.
Yeah.
Because that guy has the energy of I'll hit
Imagine
children.
me coming up to a 17-year-old like, oh, you want to be a tough guy?
Oh, God
If I
damn.
heard that guy in class,
Especially, you got to watch out. Some of those 17-year-olds that are naturally gacked up out of their mind, dude.
They'll scale
It's
you
like,
up.
some of those kids get nothing but bitch water, but then one of those teenagers gets all of the testosterone. I'm like, what are you, 42? Like,
dude, I've
holy
seen some
shit.
7th graders looking straight up, and I'm just like, well, how many kids do you have?
Yeah, Johnny, is that wild? Because you got to deal with like kids that haven't even like skirted with puberty yet,
Mhm.
and then you have to deal with the ones that
Fully
have.
jacked kids
Yeah.
with full beards.
Yeah, you're like,
Like-
what the hell? Like,
Yeah, and I gotta be like, hey now.
yeah, I'll use my tranquilizer gun.
You
on
may be
you.
the man of
Yeah.
the house when you go home.
Yeah.
But,
But in
But
this
here
room,
I am.
hey.
it's Mr. Mockney.
two hands on fist. Hey.
Do you understand me, sir?
I do a lot of that.
That's
or a lot of
pretty
like
good.
table smacking.
I've done.
You smack the table?
Yeah, but it's kind of ironic.
Okay,
I kind of do it
alright.
as a bit.
Oh, dude, I've kind of lost it once and like fist down into a desk. to
You
get
fisted a desk?
and it really shocked the fuck out of the class.
Yeah,
I was like,
probably would do that.
all right, good thing I don't actually work here. Could have
Yeah.
had a talk with somebody.
yeah. That's, hey, the substitute threatened to kill
Kinda
the
hurt-
kids again.
Kind
Like,
of hurt my hand in one of these, and I was like, "Shut up."
Okay,
Yeah.
I will say this: not a popular take, but what with the pendulum swing of society, where teachers used to hit kids, and now kids are kind of shooting and killing teachers.
Mhm.
We gotta find a middle ground again. I think you guys should be allowed to shove them.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think you should be able to wail on them with.
You
I
fucking-
did- I did-
kinda hip check a little bit if they throw themselves at you.
Is that right?
There were-
I
Is
had,
that right?
I had a
Hang on.
6'2"
No
eighth
hands,
grader.
no
Hang on,
hands, just
Jim's about to
hips.
teach us a
I had a
course.
6'2" eighth grader who was a shit dick in my class, and I was passing out just homework and everything, and he was coming up, and he was gonna try and floor me. Right? I saw it, and he was like barreling down. He was gonna like check me. That I just kind of put my shoulder into him,
Yeah, yeah.
and he went flying.
You did an
dog.
old lineman move.
Yeah.
Nice.
Damn,
I just kinda
dude.
dug a heel
What
down.
kind of Marine Corps
And-
drill sergeant
And there are
shit?
cameras on it, so I was like, "Oh, buddy, you fell down. What happened?" And I picked him up. I was like, "Oh, you're so clumsy."
Wow.
Did you guys see?
She's-
You guys see how Jerome fell down?
That's incredible.
You all saw it,
You guys
right?
also how he fell down,
She was
right?
holding him by the back of his neck.
You
Come
just-
on,
Careful,
buddy.
kid,
get
that-
up.
I was like, you shouldn't fall down
Yeah.
like that.
That ground comes up on you real fast, kid. Be careful.
Hey, bigger you are, harder you fall,
Sometimes
pal.
you have to motherfuck a kid.
One time when I like had to get the attention of the class because they were
That's
all,
why I don't teach anymore.
I had a bunch of kids
Too much
yapping, so I
motherfucker.
just took and I'm like, I don't like to yell. I don't yell, so I just took a big fat textbook and I slammed it down on my desk, and so it went, poof, and everyone
Yeah.
looked at me.
Classic.
And they jumped, and they were like actually scared. And the kid was like, "Mockney, I thought you were firing a gun." And I was like, "If I fire a gun, it's gonna be this."
Yeah,
if I fire,
Buddy.
if you ever see me shooting a gun,
That's why they don't want to give teachers.
Buddy.
guns.
right here, big guy.
I will
Yeah.
not be a problem if that happens. Like,
That's why they shouldn't arm teachers. There's one person who
Right.
most likely.
I
to
don't
use
know,
one.
dude. I think you guys
Who wants
should.
to read?
I'll do it. I swear to God, I'll do it.
Hands. Let me see those hands.
I think cattle prods would be cool for you guys. They're out of control, and you just fucking. Like,
We should.
yeah,
genuinely.
little zappies. I'm not saying full on guns.
Little zappies never did anyone.
Yeah, little zap. That or like every one of the.
sticks, the square ones.
Yeah, but
Fucking
or
suck
digitize it. They're all sitting in desks still,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, put some little nodes on those desks. They're out of control. You zap them.
Yeah.
Like, all right, we'll figure this out.
We'll figure it out.
It's Trump's
fine.
America. We're gonna figure this out.
Are we at time?
We're getting probably close to buddy plugs. You want to
Buddy
do some butt
plugs.
plugs?
Well, we do have a major butt
Yeah,
plug.
the biggest butt plug we've ever had on the cast. Jim,
Yes.
how about you slide that butt plug on?
Yeah,
me?
so I'm shooting my first album, right? I'm shooting my special, recording my album. March 31st, that's Monday. I'll be in Ann Arbor at the Blind Pig. That'll be at 8 p.m. It's a free show.
That already happened by the time this came.
Nope.
Oh,
no.
no. This
2
will-
days. We've got the weekend still. This is next week, Thursday.
Yeah, so Blind Pig already happened.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Okay, well, you told me. Okay, well,
fuck it.
But it went great.
your other producer
It's
here led
very
me
good.
astray. But, yeah, watch that.
We'll time travel.
So I'm recording at Hamtramck at the Independent Comedy Club Saturday, April 5th.
Yep.
Also 8
Yep.
p.m.
And Louie and I will both be there on
Yep.
the show.
Yeah.
We got old Jake, Yana Ford going to be on there.
Jake
Joanna
Ford.
Madrana's going to host.
Yep.
So
So if you want to see all three of the men on this couch,
April
and Jim doing
at the Independent Comedy Club in Hamtramck, inside
half
Planet Ant,
Yep.
Yeah.
the Ant Hall.
Planet Ant Hall, baby.
Yeah, be there. You can probably get tickets now, I believe.
Yeah, they're up. The ticket link is on there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can put that on like a comment.
Yeah,
thing.
we'll
Yeah, I'll put it in
Something
the
like that.
description. Yeah.
Look, and follow that link. Come
Is it
see me do.
James Couture and Friends? Is that
Yep.
what they're calling it?
Yeah, it's pretty much
Okay.
James Couture and Friends. It's a special recording.
Oh,
Alright.
hell yeah. dude.
It'll be a accumulation of 11 years of comedy.
Yeah.
Longest relationship I've ever been in. She just keeps
now.
on taking.
Yeah, she's a real fickle bitch.
But it's going to be a good time. It's with good friends and good people at a place that I like to do it at in my home state that made me. So,
I can't speak for the Dummy Gunners, but I do think Dummy Gunners are on deck for that show
Good.
already.
They should be.
Yeah.
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 What are you
You
doing?
guys should. Yeah. Come on out to Jim's show. Dummy
yeah, you
Gunners.
dummies with guns.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We got anything else, Lou? Anything for
Johnny,
you?
yeah, you got anything?
So when this comes out, I would say so this will be coming out on that Thursday. So tomorrow on the 4th, you can see me at Turtle Cat Comedy Show, which is going to be at Hearsay in Ann Arbor. Then I'll be on Jim's show at the Indy that Saturday. Then I'll just say April 10th through the 12th, catch me at Traverse City Comedy Fest in Traverse City.
Hell yeah.
I got 3 shows that weekend.
Heck yeah. Turtle Cat. Could you imagine if we did Turtle Cat Jim?
Oh yeah, Turtle Cat Jim. That would have been
That was
great.
an ultimate crossover, dude. Wait, so you're a turtle and a cat?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
He's the ultimate.
Do I have a shell? Do I have a beak? I don't know. Are there whiskers?
The
I'm picturing
ultimate
like a
comedy chimera, baby.
There's a tail.
Cronenbergian body horror film without
Yeah.
you being both.
Yeah. God damn, we've
I'm
seen
slow
too much
but
of that.
fast.
I'm trying to think. April
I
12th
like water.
through when's
A
Traverse
turtle
City
that's
Comedy Fest?
10th through the 12th.
Oh yeah,
April.
okay. So people can catch me outside there because I'll be throwing these hands in Traverse City. I totally whiffed on applying to that, so maybe I'll
Just
Yeah,
bully
come on.
yourself on everything.
Hey, let's go beat the shit out of Mark Maron.
Yeah, dude.
Let's go beat him up, dude.
Yes, would be so. He'd be like, guys, stop!
Whoa!
Yeah, whoa!
Ow, fuck,
Stop.
shit.
What the fuck?
Fuck, guys.
What the fuck? What the
fucking
fuckers?
hurts. Ow,
is
what
that?
the fuck? Fuck, that hurts.
Stop it.
Yeah, I'll give you a reason to sit. I'm trying to think. No, so yeah, catch me at Jim's show, and then by the time the rest of April dates. Oh yeah, I'm second weekend in April. I'm in Dayton, Ohio. So if you're in Dayton, check that out. And then third weekend of April, I'm in Milwaukee. So I'll have details for those shows coming out shortly. But yeah, I've got 2 weekends in 2 new cities, which is cool. Dayton, humble brag, by the way. Sorry, guys. And I might be in
Home of
Columbus.
Beth Stelling.
Yeah. Dayton's actually every comic I know from both those scenes fucking rules. So I think they're quiet. Maybe not quietly slept on, but just not as known awesome
I haven't been to
scenes.
Milwaukee, but I hear Milwaukee's fun.
Yeah, Milwaukee I actually hear rules. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, other than that, anybody dead to us this week? No. Shout out Dummy Gunners, shout out card holders,
Shout out.
join the Patreon and
Yeah.
You wanna
Join the
touch?
Patreon.
Please join the Patreon.
Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Who's dead to me? Everyone who's not in this room. That's
Whoa.
right. Fuck you all.
All of you.
Jim,
Including you, Beth Stelling,
I
who we
go.
just named.
I'm angry every day.
That's true.
I come home, fucking
Something we
I'm like a
didn't-
Joe Pesci character when I come home.
What about post credits? We just put our mics to him slurping up the rest of
Hey,
that.
you go for it. I will say this: the one thing we didn't talk about in the Salsa Parlor history
Yeah,
is the chaotic force that Jim was.
yeah,
He had like, do you remember his chair? It was kind of like itchy chair,
yeah.
but he would just sit there and read.
He
But
was
every
very Archie Bunker.
yeah, but every now and again I'd be like, Jim, do you whack off in that chair? He goes, oh yes, absolutely. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, to what, dude? What are you doing? Whacking off? He's like, it's my reading chair, and that's also where I masturbate. And I'm like, what, dude? Like, to what? And that's when Jim straight up told me, legendary jacking off move. He goes, I listen to the White Stripes, and then I watch pornographic GIFs. And I go, God damn, dude.
Every
Yeah.
time you hit the space bar on the drum beat, bum, 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 and it just doop.
It's like a little sexy music video.
Dude,
Was
it's-
that Seven Nation Army you were just doing? The
Yes.
Yeah, but what did
Jacking
you
off
use?
Seven
What was
Nation
the old? Because you weren't on Reddit at the time. It was like
No, it was like just.com.
Pinterest or whatever the.
Wow.
Oh yeah,
No,
gifts.com.
sex.com. It was sex.com.
Sex.com.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you use sex.com and then what? Porngifts.com or something.
Wow.
And then it's just random. You're
Yeah,
fucking
it's just random
psychotic.
spot. Just like,
Wow.
just you get down at a good rhythm.
Could you
Can I ask
could
you
you
a
go
question?
back if they were gone?
Honest question, but where do you jack off here?
You're sitting at.
I
got
hang
it. No,
on.
Bustler's room.
I can answer that.
We're gonna go to Jim's room and jack off 30 times.
100%. I know where Jim jacks off. He does not. He is fucking crushing it right now.
Wow, yeah.
Absolutely does not need to jack.
You
it.
still taking green lumber?
A lot of good sex. Don't have to.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's not about having to.
I know.
Not
It's
at
about
all.
wanting.
Want to.
It's
yeah.
the want. It's the wanting.
I'll put the
Yes.
green lumber link in the description,
It's
even
an,
though they don't
it's
sponsor
an old
anymore.
Buddhist
I
thing.
think
it's not the need. It's the
I
wanting.
last time we ordered, our promo code did work.
Oh, okay.
I think it's promo code salsa 10% off.
Yeah, if that
Wow,
is
our
as
first
good business item as that is, that's
First
great
ad
at
read.
business.
No, yeah. We still have that guy's number. We could probably call him on the pod.
We can probably do a better ad
Yeah.
and not a sketch.
Yeah. Yeah. Watch our dicks grow. I think that'll do it.
That'll do, pig.
That'll do.
That is a spicy podcast.
Chinese
Rocket.